like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this statist centralized system.
Hello, friends, and welcome back. I am your host, Jay-Z, and you have found Flashpoint Radio. Thank you for joining me. It is Wednesday, May the 2nd, 2012. Remember, I am on Twitter, not very often, but at Flashpoint Radio and Facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio. Please subscribe to this feed. Like these videos if you like them, and please reshare this if you think this information is good and can benefit anyone you care about. That's why I'm getting this information out, because most people aren't looking in the right places to find the truth or the news that actually might lead to something else or some new realization. The realization I've found recently is that the government is not run by us. Our government has been hijacked by international corporations, international banks, lobbyists, and people who love to go to our Federal Reserve and get fake money and use it to kill us. I believe their end goal is to create a post-industrial world where there are serfs who toil the land for the elite. Most of the elite believe that we have an overpopulation problem and that man is the problem, or at least man as in me and you. They believe, most of them, that they have evolved beyond us and that they are the true inheritors of the earth, and we are simply the old species that can be done away with through natural selection, survival of the fittest. Well, they fail to realize that we have God on our side, and that, well, at least for me, this world is not my end game. This world is not my prize. I have a prize waiting for me after this life ends. So I have true freedom, freedom from death. Death is not my slave master, as are most people who do not believe in an everlasting life. But I have a garage sale to get ready for to raise some funds for the Flashpoint Radio operation, so we are going to get right into the news this evening, starting with the Washington Times. Headline: Secret Files Missing at National Archive. Quote, minimal corrective actions were taken. Dozens of boxes of confidential government files have been lost at the record center just outside of Washington. Oh, yay. So what do you think? You think they were stolen? Or do you think maybe they were just conveniently misplaced because there might have been some information that they realized might come up and blow some of their new lies out of the water? If you remember 1984, that's what they did. They took old news stories, old history, old news, and they put it down the memory hole. Why? Because it didn't fit in to the new narrative that the government has. But here at the National Archives and Records Administration, the missing classified materials include 4 boxes of top secret restricted files from the Office of the Secretary of Defense, as well as records from several Navy offices. So that is great. Your government cannot even keep their information straight. There's only 2 possibilities. A, it was stolen, or B, they're hiding something. Or I guess C, they just threw it away on accident. Either way, incompetency is the conclusion, as is most things that deal with the government. But we're going to move right along to this article from thestar.com, the TorontoStar.com. Osama Bin Laden diary, other documents to be posted online. Report. Well, of course, we are going to relish and celebrate the death of Osama Bin Laden, because we are not Christ-loving, we're not Christ-like Americans anymore. We're not Christians, and we actually praise the death of somebody if we don't agree with them. I personally do not. Even if Osama Bin Laden is everything the government says he is or was, I'm not going to celebrate anyone's death, because that's just not what we're supposed to do. But, of course, once they kill an asset or kill one of their boogeymen, who actually died in 2001, check the Pakistani Observer and I believe the Cairo Times, I believe it was December 23rd, 2001, news reports reporting his death. But they kept his myth alive for a long time because, well, once someone's gone, they can use him in any way they want. And now they say they have a diary. So Bin Laden's diary has, tons of information about plans that Al-Qaeda was going to have and things they were going to attack, and they're going to use it to put fear in your hearts and to make you look under your bed at night and check underneath the car for a turban-wearing Muslim. Give me a break, people. Al-Qaeda is not the enemy. They were set up in 1979 by Zbigniew Brzezinski to fight the Soviets. Look up Tim Osman, O-S-M-A-N. That was Usama Bin Laden's CIA handle. Just put that in your start page or Google search bar and press enter and jump down this rabbit hole with me. So yes, they're going to release the diary, and we're going to believe that everything that the military says or the Department of Defense or the government says is true. As in this, documents reveal Al-Qaeda's plan for seizing cruise ships, carnage in Europe, from CNN.com. Well, they found a flash drive or a memory stick that has a ton of plans that Al-Qaeda had. If you search the number of Al-Qaeda operatives, there are probably under 1,000 in the world. But they were going to take over cruise ships and execute passengers. Well, I don't know. I guess TSA at the ports. Grope when you get on board a cruise liner. Mickey Mouse might do the pat downs on the Disney cruise lines from now on because the terrorists may be on the ship. I would be more afraid of a cruise liner running into rocks on some island and killing people like happened in Europe earlier this year than terrorists taking over a cruise ship. But we're supposed to believe this. Why? Because the government said it. They just said it's there. They didn't show it to us. And even if they did show it to us, what's the proof that they didn't just create it to create fear and to give themselves a reason to spend more money on the war on terror? Why should we believe a government who admittedly shipped thousands of guns into Mexico that were responsible for the death of at least 6 police officers and border patrol agents and how many thousand Mexican nationals? It came out in court documents that they were shipping drugs in from Mexico. Why should we believe a government that would do that? Why do we believe it when it's a conspiracy theory, or when it deals with 9/11 or it deals with our U.S. military? Why should we just believe it? Why do we give them the benefit of the doubt? They're known liars. Known liars. So why should we believe them? But we should believe them. From abcnews.com, officials watch for terrorists with body bombs on U.S.-bound planes. Yes, when the body scanners came and the pat-downs came, people joked about possible body cavity searches before you got on an airplane, and well, here you go. The new threat is bombs inserted through the rectum, I'm sorry for my language, and into the stomach cavity. They believe that this is an actual credible threat, and they don't know what they're going to do about it. They believe it's an actual, maybe not a serious threat right now, but it is a possibility in the future. Well, if it's a possibility, the TSA better get some new gloves, or at least a whole lot more gloves, because they may be asking you to do a little bit more than stand there and let them pat down your genitals. They may be going a little bit deeper into your personal space. I would look for that in the future. I honestly would, because this country and this world is getting more ridiculous by the minute. So yes, terrorists are going to put bombs inside their stomach and get on planes and blow you up. You might as well not leave your house. Okay? Just watch reality television, either Fox or MSNBC News, and pretend none of the things I'm saying are true. But on the good front, from ABC News as well, TSA, ethnic profiling by TSA, fly rights app made for complaints. Well, now there's an app where you can complain about the TSA. And of course it is about racial discrimination. Well, how about the discrimination because we're all Americans and we have rights? How about they're violating everyone's rights, not just the rights of, Muslims or brown people? How about everyone? How about we just get rid of them? I got to get back to pricing some garage sale items. Thank you for joining me on Flashpoint Radio. Jay-Z signing off saying, God bless, keep your eyes to the sky, and I will see you again tomorrow.
But if you're looking for trouble,